Yeah, Peter Pru here. I own a few different companies, one being called E-commerce Empire Builders, and that's a full-service e-commerce agency from building funnels, websites, to managing all aspects of e-commerce businesses. I have a physical product business called Untapped Supplements. I have a buying and selling e-commerce business called E-commerce Empire Ventures, and a few other small projects, but kind of like our main focus really has been for the past few years is E-commerce Empire Builders. Business model works kind of like this at a high level, is we bring in clients that either maybe already have, like, let's say an Amazon business and they want help getting sales off Amazon. It could be a Shopify seller. It could be just a biz op person. It could be a person just trying to get into online business that values their time more than their money. They would come to us with their idea, or, we can give them ideas. We'll build and launch them an e-commerce business. And that's kind of like our big, kind of like that core offer that we have. And there's obviously a lot of fulfillment that goes into that. I'm just giving you a high level overview. But then after that, a lot of those clients go on to retain us for, continuing to manage their advertisements, their social media, email marketing, additional funnels and services that we offer. And that's really what we tried to create. It's like a lesson I'd recommend a lot of people do, especially if you're like, maybe plateaued in your business, is think about where are your current customers spending more money, right? Because they are, right? They're buying from your competitors. They're buying from your indirect and direct competitors. And how can you fill that gap? And what I tried to create with E-commerce Empire Builders was a place that they can come to. And this has happened over 8 years. Okay. This is not overnight. So a place where they can come to and all their needs are essentially met in terms of, from start to obviously scaling their e-commerce business and giving them pretty much all services to make that happen. By any means, really pain points for us, like overall as a business, and you'll see that anybody listening as they scales. We had probably one of our better years in business, really our best year in business, and our business grew by 30% in 2023. And the reason for that is because we introduced a whole bunch of services. Now, with that, right, introduction of all these new additional services, obviously business grew. That's great, but that's where a lot of the team stuff started coming into play, and that was really the tough challenge, is finding A players. And that's something we talk about a lot at our company, is always finding A players, incentivizing A players to stay on board. One thing that I pride myself on here at this company is I've had never anybody quit on me. Nobody's ever quit our companies because we really compensate people really well. If you're an A player, you care about our clients as much as you're as if it was your own business. And that's kind of like our tenet, is like treat our clients' businesses as much as so much so as if it was your own business. And that's difficult. Those are difficult to find, those people, right? They're extremely difficult to find. Now we have fired people, but it's trying to find, searching diamonds in the rough, and we're always looking for good people. Like if we even come across somebody, we don't even have a spot and they're an A player, we'll find something for them to do. But like this is one thing that as I've grown, physical products business, digital products business, and I look back to what, like, I used to always try to think, how do I do this all myself? How do I do all, how do I manage all these things? And the sooner you can get to thinking about who, not how, you're going to grow a lot faster. It costs money, obviously, right? I get that. And, I can throw money at my problems now, which I couldn't do in the past. But the sooner, I wish I told myself, like, as soon as your business is like being more profitable, start not building your own funnels. Like there's people out there that do this full time. Hire them, right? Hire somebody to run your advertising, hire somebody to write your email marketing, your copywriting, your AI stuff, right? Like, and you focus on being the CEO, that grander vision. Like I'm not involved in any of the fulfillment, right? I'm the ideas person, right? I'm the ideas guy, right? I'm the like almost the investor, right? Like, hey, if some team members come to me and they have some great idea, okay, I'm like, let's make it happen. How much money do we need to pull this off? What people do we need, right? And that the sooner you can get to that, your business becomes so much more valuable, right? Like we've even had people come to us and try to acquire our company because, again, as the CEO, if you're not involved in the day-to-day, your business is so much more valuable. So really focus on that who, not how, hire A players. And that's that was probably our biggest challenge. And we have challenges, of course. We primarily advertise like on Facebook and YouTube and TikTok. And, there are, of course, those kind of like challenges that come along with that. But again, if you hire A players, and you do it for long enough, like we joke about this a lot at our company, is like, there's no problem in e-commerce that we have not come across. Like we've built thousands of these stores. There's literally nothing, right, that we haven't overcame. And that's the best part about this is like a lot of these gurus that you see out there online and stuff is like they'll jump from thing to thing to thing, and that's like where the secret is, right? Just stay in that one lane. Like I've been doing the same thing for 8 years, right? Like, and it is boring a lot because I've said the same things over and over and over and over again, right? But that's where your mastery comes in, and again, that's where your business becomes more valuable. People will be attracted to that, and people will notice. So, long-winded answer for a simple question, but like growth managers are always key. Account exec, those are people that can think strategically, almost at a level of like a CEO. Like, hey, what's the vision for this company? Because like a lot of people that we work with in e-commerce, right? They might not even have like that vision or anything like that. So we try to put like a growth manager on these accounts. Also, our account executives, that's going to be people that communicate, right, have good personable skills to speak with clients directly. And then honestly, one that's we're always looking for is going to be like advertising managers, right? Like legit advertising managers. Like there's so many agencies and stuff out there, but like, really good ones that are able to spend at like scale, right? They're very, very difficult to find because you're almost like a growth manager at the same time. Like a lot of these agencies out there, they're not incentivized to perform well, right? They're incentivized to spend more money on ads because then they're getting their retainer plus they're getting their commissions, right? So basically, the way a lot of these agencies structure is they'll be like, hey, you give me 10 grand a month plus a percentage of ad spend, right? So usually they'll be like, hey, 10% of ad spend over $100,000, and like they're not incentivized for performance, right? So whoever you hire, my big recommendation is never do a percentage of ad spend. You could do some sort of percentage of like profitability of ads or ROAS, sure, but never do a percentage of ad spend because I've been burned by a lot of these big name agencies that we've worked with in the past that just want a retainer plus a percentage of ad spend, and it doesn't work out. It's a terrible. It puts you in a really tough spot as a business owner. Always open to partnerships, JVs, acquisitions, whatever. If something sounds intriguing enough and we can either help each other out or whatever, I'm always open for it. Right. We were fortunate enough to get into Inc. 5000 list this year, and as one of the America's fastest growing companies, so that gave us a decent amount of exposure. And people have been reaching out like, hey, how do you do it? How do you structure it? So I started a kind of like a second like YouTube channel or podcast, whatever you want to call it, called Digital Empire Builders, and that's kind of where I'm sharing kind of like those strategies that we're using to grow our digital product business, and that's pure digital products, like an agency as well. So that's been like something that I've been putting a bit more focus into. Again, it's not necessarily a business per se, but as far as e-commerce empire builders, we do have a couple of new product offerings that we're going to be releasing here, already released. So again, it's just a matter of team members. Right now we're on the hunt for a few account executives and one additional ads manager. So we're going to keep rocking and rolling, coming up with new product offerings for e-commerce empire builders. Obviously, that's been working, and we expect decent growth again this year. We had a great January, already probably 50% more than last January in 2023. So we expect us to continue to grow, but with that, obviously, problems, and then obviously getting in those A players that we talked about. Thank you, and I hope I could have helped everybody out there listening.